you should have two things right next to each other, okay? You should have this, which I gave you, okay, which is essentially an outline of what your essay will look like. It's the formatting for you. And I also want you to have your research notes, which I'm borrowing research notes from another student, okay, so I can sort of show you what we're going to be doing, okay? First off, in a moment, not now, you will want to fill this in, okay? Like put your last name here. Make certain that you're only highlighting the last name, not the last name and the page number. Put your full name, first and last name, and please capitalize your first and last name. You are a person, and please acknowledge that. Class, that will either be English 11 or American Literature. Due date, that will be April 3rd. That's the Tuesday when we get back. And then you will eventually have your title, and you'll eventually type your essay here. But right now I want you to scroll down. We're going to focus on your works cited right now because your works cited will require a bit of finagling. Okay, now I did very intentionally asked you when you were making your note cards for you to find your MLA citation for the source. Okay, I asked you this for a reason. Main one being that you want to make sure you don't plagiarize, but also to sort of save you time so when you're making your work cited, you just have to copy it and paste it. So right now, I want you to copy and paste all of your MLA citation for source. Go through your notes, find all of them, as many as you have. If you've only got two, then copy the two. And I want you to paste them right here. Okay? Just one at a time. Pasting them over, and I'm going to do it with you. So here are your notes. Find the next source, highlight it, copy and paste it. Okay. If it does something like this where it makes an extra tab, just hit delete before it will get rid of the tab pretty quickly. If you got something off of EasyBib, it might have gray like this. Okay, the way that you get rid of the gray is you highlight something that has Times New Roman 12 point font, in this case Works Cited. You click this little button that says Paint Format. I know you can't really see it terribly well, but it's up here in the corner. Then you highlight the entire citation, and then it will paste the format right on there. You just have to make certain that you go back and make certain that everything is italicized like it's supposed to. Okay? So keep going, keep adding your articles, if you would. Okay? Give you another moment. Get all your sources over on one page. Now, if I know some of you are done because you don't have all of your sources yet. If you need to go back, I'm actually recording myself right now so that you can watch the YouTube, so you can watch me doing this if you need to review. Okay? If you are done with your research, like you should be at this point, you should be done with all your note cards, you should have read all your sources, everything. You should have at least 4 sources here, including the novel. Okay, now I don't have the novel because the student didn't have that done yet for the first time she submitted it, because this is our old draft. So I'm just going to put here a sort of placeholder, Fitzgerald F. Scott, period. The Great Gatsby. Okay? You should have at least 4 sources at this point. If you don't, again, you're going to have to spend some time on this before school, after school, whatever. If you need to come in to work on one of my computers, that's fine. Let me know. If you need to come in during study hall or whatever, that's fine. Just let me know. Okay, now we're going to fix the formatting of this together. So whatever you have so far, okay, I know some of you are not quite done yet. Whatever you have done so far, go ahead and highlight from top to bottom, just like I'm doing. Okay, it's top to bottom. And first off, we're going to change this to Times New Roman, right here. Times New Roman and 12-point font. Okay, so the whole thing should be Times New Roman 12-point font by now. We are also going to change it to double space. Okay, you need to go to this little line spacing option. Okay, click the line spacing and you click double. Okay. So now I have Times New Roman, 12-point font, double space. And that's almost perfect. The last thing we need to do is a hanging indent, because if you look at this right now, it's kind of hard to tell which one of these are different sources. This could be a different source, this could be a different source. So what we need to do is we need to create a hanging indent. So first of all, everything should still be highlighted, all of your sources, not the works cited, all of your sources. And what you need to do is you need to click here on the triangle. And I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit if I can. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, look, it did this time. Yay. All right. You want to grab this triangle right here. Okay, it's called the left indent, and you're going to drag it over to where it says 0.5. That's a ½ inch. Okay, you're going to release it. Now, this isn't quite right either. Now it's just sort of moved over to the side. This isn't a hanging indent. So what I need to do is I need to take the rectangle, and I need to drag this back to 0. And now this is my hanging indent. Notice how the first line is a ½ inch further in than the rest of the text. Okay? Let me show you that again. It's okay. That's a little complicated. I will show you one more time. Okay, what you need to do for the hanging indent. You have everything highlighted. Okay, you're on the works cited page. You take the triangle, you drag it over a ½ inch, release it. Then you grab the rectangle, you drag, oops, I had grabbed both on accident, my bad. You grab just the rectangle, you drag it over to the 0, and you release it. Okay? And that's how you do a hanging indent. If you're still having trouble with that, let me know. I can help you with that very easily. Okay? So, there's one more problem with this. Does anybody recognize what's my problem with my works cited still? Well, it does, because I've got really long URLs. That's why it looks odd. It's not alphabetized. Okay, I need to take Arnold Rothstein first, because A is my first one, and I'm going to just highlight it, drag it, drop it. Okay, you can copy and paste too if you want, but I like dragging and dropping. Okay, so for me, A comes first. All right, Y prohibition, that's going to go further down. Let's put the M one further up. Okay, so go ahead and alphabetize your works cited. Okay, then I've got Y prohibition, women in the 1920s. Okay, those are correct. Fitzgerald, this is the one I want further up because this is an F1. Okay, you just highlight it and then you can drag and drop it, or you can copy and paste it. Either way works. Okay, and this one's FS. This one is FI, so this one technically goes first. Now, when you start citing, okay, we're going to talk a lot more about this tomorrow. When you start citing, all you will have to do is look at what's here, what is first, okay? So Arnold Rothstein, you'll highlight it. You will use this for the citation. You'll put parentheses, quotation mark, Arnold Rothstein, and quotation mark, parentheses, period, okay? If you're citing something from the book, you would put parentheses, Fitzgerald, the page number, and parentheses, period. If you're citing something from the biography, though, you would need to put in quotation mark, F. Scott Fitzgerald, end quote, parentheses, parentheses. This is why it's so important for you to include the quotes if it's an article. Okay, but this is a super easy way for you to tell, hey, look, this is what's supposed to be first. Okay, just whatever is first on the works cited line. Okay? So tomorrow we'll talk to you a bit more about citation. I'll talk to you a bit more about what your body paragraph should look like, et cetera, how you should be citing, what you should be doing. If you need any, like if you're getting started and you need a quick review about like what goes into your introduction, you just go back here to the Power School Learning, right under writing materials. That's why I separated them so you could easily find them. Okay, what goes into an essay? Look right here at the PowerPoint. Okay. If you need any review about MLA formatting, okay, I kind of gave it to you, but if you need any review, that's right here. Grammar checklist. You're not quite there yet, but if you want to, that's fine. The remainder of the period is yours to work on this. Please let me know if you have any questions. Remember, your first draft is due this Friday. No ifs, ands, or buts, even if you're not here. Okay? You need to make certain if you know that you're going to be gone, if you're going to be sick, and that's me putting in quotes, you need to make certain that you are getting it in still by Friday at midnight. No ifs, ands, or buts. Okay,